What up, Buckeye Nation? Welcome to the Buckeye Boys, where we talk about college football with real fans. I'm Devan. That's Melo. And I honestly wish we could be coming at you with a way more positive show today. There's going to be some positive things in it. But man, we would be doing y'all a disservice if we weren't just real with you about where we're at. So, Melo, let's start with how are you doing today?
Man, I had better days. I lost a brother in the military this morning, so it's been tough. I'm not gonna lie to you, and just out here at my daughter's soccer games, chilling. But that's about it. How you
Yeah.
doing?
Doing pretty good, man. Well, I just want you to know that prayers out there for you, man. Chat, you heard it, man. Let's lift up the prayers. Let's lift up Mello in prayer and the family of the one that was lost. Lift them up in prayer, man. We got a family. That's how we stick together, dude. So
I appreciate
that's
it.
yeah, man. But overall, pretty good day for me. I woke up and went and did a little working on a deck we're building right now. Did a little work over there, and then
Nice.
but the whole time I was just thinking about Ohio State, dude. I'm gonna be honest with you. It just kept rolling through my mind and the things that, that are going through my mind. So I want to start off by saying for the chat, it might get a little intense today, man. I always allow now we get around 24 hours to vent, so I would consider this a venting session for us, but at the same time, there's just a lot of hard truths in it too.
Yeah.
So I'm still a Buckeye fan. I still want them to succeed, and same with Mello, all that stuff. But we just got to keep it real, right? And the
Yep.
first in the first real place we're gonna start is Justin Fry needs fired immediately, right,
Absolutely.
right now. He needs let go. Some people are gonna be like, you can't do that in the middle of the season. I've heard so many people, you can't do that, you can't do that, you can't do that. Well, how long can we not do it, man? Like we have no valuable options at left tackle. And not only that, that might not be the worst. The worst is his ideas that he comes up with to make the O line better with putting Zen at left tackle and practicing for 2 weeks and thinking that's your best option. Mello, what you got?
Man, this is what I'm gonna say. I was gonna be a little more diplomatic, but like after losing my brother, I don't even really care right now, and this might be the worst time for me to come on because you guys are gonna hear my thoughts and combos that I have with Dev and some family members offline. Um, Here's where I'm at. Ryan Day tied his hitch to Justin Fry and put all his eggs in a basket, and because of that, more than likely Ryan Day is gonna get fired at the end of the season. Well, I'm just gonna be honest. The way they played, this team is not winning the Natty. He has to win the Natty, or he's getting fired. It's really that simple. There's a reason Ross Bjork put out that this roster costs $20 million. It serves no purpose to put that out except that Ryan Day was not his coach that he picked. Down here, you guys could say it's hyperbole or it's just BS, but down in the South, the rumor is Nick Saban wants that Ohio State job. He makes $13 million doing his job. You think Ohio State can't get him back for $15 million a year? You think they won't pay him that? And it will minimize losing recruits and retaining the roster. So if you think it can't happen, you're crazy. You're out of your mind. Trust me. That's why Ross put it out there to let Ryan Day know and the rest of the world know we spent $20 million. If he doesn't get it done, then you're going to jump on the bandwagon and be there with us when we fire him and not go crazy because of his record. Because he's not winning big games. He allowed Justin Fry to never recruit. I don't want to hear from Zach. I love Zach. I love Kirk. But I don't want to hear that he's a great developer because why is a fourth-year senior can't block a damn DN from Nebraska? Why are the O-line outside of the starting O-line so horrendous? How come Luke Montgomery is not ready to play? He was an All-American. It makes absolutely zero sense. Justin Fry should have been gone a long time ago, and now Ryan Day is going to suffer because of it. He better hope that they can fix it quick, or he's going to be gone. I'm telling you, he's going to get fired.
Yeah. I, I have the very same sentiments regarding Justin Fry. You know, this whole recruiting thing that everybody's been talking about for so long, and let's see, and let's see, and let's see. Well, we saw we saw yesterday. We saw with Zen going out there and blowing it up. But then the other thing is, so I watched a lot of college football yesterday. I watched, I believe LSU. Point being, there were 3 freshman tackles starting for big time programs yesterday that I watched on TV, and they did a good job. 3 freshman tackles. So for those of y'all that like to say that it wouldn't matter if we got a big time tackle, the last 2 years or whatever, it takes years for them to develop. Nah, bro, it doesn't, man. These kids these days, some of them are coming in and they are ready to play. I mean, there's proof. Okay, they're playing. So, but not only that. So this is the question that I have for you, Melo. One that is a kind of a very scary question to answer. So let's assume, right? Would this be a correct assumption? Zen started because the Ohio State staff saw him doing well in practice. Is that a fair assumption or is it not?
I mean, it's fair to a certain extent. He probably could have been doing well, but he also could have just been doing better than everybody else at that position at the same time. You know what I mean? Dude, so it could be one of the two. It's one of the two, which is both are scary. Either way you look at it, they're both scary.
I just refuse to believe that like Donnie at left tackle and I'm not even going to say the other person's name I'm thinking about right now because that's a whole other subject I'm going to bring up in just a second.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. Ask yourself this questions, people in the chat, Ohio State fans. If Ohio State thought Zen was the best option because he was doing okay against our starting defensive ends in practice, what does that say about our starting defensive ends? I'm very sorry to say that. I don't want to say that. That's not what I want. That brings up another subject that we'll address further on down the show. But okay, like this is so obvious now. There's no way to spin this. There's nothing anybody can say. Justin Fry has failed at his job. So here at Ohio State, you did it in the Missouri game. Now you did it in the Nebraska game. It's time to go. It's time to get up.
You, Dev, what O-lineman did he develop at UCLA? Who did he develop?
That's the thing about that. Let me tell you something about that. I did some research into that. The last year he was there, before he got hired for Ohio State, his entire O-linemen, they were all seniors. They have all been in the program forever. So at some point in time, there's this little thing where you're going to get some players that even if you're not a good developer, they're going to be good players. You know what I'm saying? That's just the way it is, man. Some kids come in, they're just natural at it. They're surrounded by the right people. They got coached correctly, raising, as they were raised, and they're good football players. So, but even so, still, I mean, over there, I don't know why he was ever hired, but the main thing is the recruiting thing. And then we wanted to see this year with development. Well, we see a starting left tackle go out that we got in the transfer portal right now. Mind you, if Justin Fry is so good at developing, then why are our best 2 offensive linemen both transfer portal offensive linemen? Why is that?
That's a good question.
Why?
I'm assuming that's rhetorical because I don't have an answer. I don't have an answer for that one.
Definitely rhetorical. All right. So this is Ohio State, folks. Okay. Like, we got to get real with it. There's no spinning this anymore, dude. Justin Fry ain't it. He's dropped the ball in recruiting, and now and Ryan Day has let him drop the ball.
Yeah.
So I'm not even to the Ryan Day yet. But so any more thoughts? Chat, you guys got any questions or any thoughts about the offensive line before we move on to our next subject that we want to talk about? Yeah, Karis, I agree. Inexcusable curses in the chat. He texted me all this stuff too. The Michael Jordan of James Franklin, the Nick Saban of
Lincoln Riley.
Of Lincoln Riley's. You know what I mean? So
and Mika, you should. Like, I think we all should. I don't believe in O-line, man. I really don't. Unless there's something, they're gonna have to show me something in Penn State for
Oh,
me to get back on board. You know?
Dennis, thank you, bro. I cannot believe I almost forgot this. I literally just brought that up a minute ago, and I said I'm not going to say his name because it's something I want to talk about here in a second.
Okay.
Carson freaking Hensman, bro, our starting center from
Yeah.
last year. Where is he?
I don't know, man. He looks healthy to me. I saw him post a picture with him and Luke, and they both looking swole, like they've been hitting the weights and eating protein all their life. I mean, why are they not in?
So I'm going to get to that later on when we bring up another thing, but I have my tinfoil hat. I'll put it on. I'll tell you what I think as like where's Hensman? You know what I mean? Buck 65. Can you believe we're favored by 3 points against Penn State? Well, here's what we're dealing with, I believe, with the favoring. Like everybody around the country is looking at this roster and
Yeah,
they're thinking, no way this can be screwed up.
right.
There's no way it can be screwed up. Like, look at the roster that we have, the talent we have. This isn't now, yes, there are some kids that aren't performing to the level, but Burke and Iggy, we saw them perform well last year. This year, what happened, dude? What happened with the coaching in regards to that? Man.
I think this is in reference to Carson Hensman. Donald and Karen, if that is the case, they better get out of his feelings because his job relies on it. Like, period. Like, if that's the only reason he's not playing, he better get over it. Like, go take a cold shower, buddy.
Yeah, this perfect transition into our next subject. It's a subject we've been hounding on. I'm about to hound on it again, and that's the rotations of the players that we have on the team. I'm about to say it. I think this is the main reason why if Day does not perform with Penn State, I want him gone.
Yeah,
And this whole question of who are you going to replace Day with? I'm not there. I don't buy that. I don't really care. You can say that all you want. I don't care. I mean, how did these coaches get found to begin with? How did Nick
right.
Saban get found? At one point in time, he was not a big time college coach. He came into it. So they go get somebody from a lesser program that's coaching good. You bring him to Ohio State and see if he's got the juice, man. That's how coaches are found. So this whole who do we replace him with? I mean, that is so dead in the water. It's not even funny. That's not a legit thing to say to keep a head coach that is not doing the most obvious things on this world to do. Like, why are you leaving Zen in the game, bro? He's a freaking open door. Try somebody else. I mean, move Donnie. I don't know. Just do something else. But the rotation
Fun
thing.
fact, Dev. Fun fact. Guess who had their first starting coaching job as a GA at Ohio State?
Who?
Nick Saban.
Yeah.
That's it. Like, Nick Saban started was to come home, and you best believe this is one of the best jobs in college football. We had the highest revenue. We're about to go to revenue sharing. So if you start saying Nick Saban doesn't want to deal with NIL, in 2 years he won't have to. It's going to revenue sharing. The school's going to have everybody on payroll. There's going to be a spending cap per position. So, like, he's not going to have to raise money. And trust me, if Nick Saban comes here, he won't have to raise money hardly anyway. People just going to donate money because we got the GOAT here now. Yeah. So, I mean, Dave saying, like, he's tired of NIL, like, you're not going to have to worry about that. Pay him the money, he's coming.
Yeah. In regards to the snap count thing, I don't have the official snap count stuff out to be able to tell you, but I'll tell you with my eyes when I was watching the game, I'll tell you how many snaps the defense have total, but I think our D tackles played a crap ton again, and our defensive ends played a crap ton again. Yeah, sure, we brought some new guys in, but, you know, when you see Iggy struggling like that, getting 15 yards after 15 yards after 15 yards after 15 yards, and then add on another 15 yards after the 15 yards, it's like, what's the problem here? Like, it's okay to bench a player and put somebody else in. That way the player can sit down and diagnose what the heck he's got going on. Maybe have a little fear that if he doesn't step it up, he's going to lose his starting job. how much better you think these players would be if they didn't have that comfort of there's no way I'm losing my starting job. Like,
Well, to be fair, they did bench Iggy for 2 plays,
oh,
2
okay.
snaps.
Yeah.
But
I thought it was
what
one.
did I
I
say
saw him
all
take.
year? Iggy's he's good for pass interference. Every game he pass interference, but they don't always call it because a lot of times he's too handsy and he doesn't get his head around.
Yeah. Hey, Tally, dude. Yeah, I guess we don't have any other O-line guys ready, but I just straight up with you. If I was the head coach of Ohio State, I would have tried every left tackle option available that game. I mean, and dude, after the third time of Zen getting blown by, I would have put freaking Ian Moore in the damn game. I don't know, but see if somebody wants to step up in a big game time. But to have that kind of game plan and leave it in the entire time, I don't know. I just that doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah.
But it goes back to our same thing. This rotation thing with Ryan Day. I believe Ryan Day is way too concerned with politics on the team than he is about winning. What do I mean by that? I mean that when players have seniority, when players have been around for a long time, when players have been loyal, or when players maybe kiss up to Ryan Day, they're pretty darn safe, dude. You
What
know,
about boosters and people that are sending the team money?
yeah,
Family members.
yeah. I
You
mean
gotta play
that.
those too, right?
Yeah, that's all stuff that I don't even have a lot of information on. But yeah, think about that too. Like, which players have parents that are like giving a lot of money to the boosters and all this stuff, and that's why they're staying in the game so much, and that's why these other guys aren't getting a lot of playing time. Caden Curry, you're getting 9 snaps. What?
Man, I don't
I
know
don't
if
know.
anybody. I'm not gonna bring it up. Yeah, I'm gonna wait till we get to the defensive side. But I want Fry gone, and I think our next show should be all about LaCharles Bentley and us begging him to come and fix this O line, man. We're gonna have to start getting outside pressure or something to get this fixed because it is insane.
Yeah. And you guys might be saying that, like, I didn't mind the defensive performance. I'm not as high on it as I've heard a lot of other people talk. I'm just honest with you. I think our defensive line played very, very well. But my point behind the no rotation thing, I'm not talking about defensive line rotation because they played horrible. I'm talking about it because of how long this season is. We got Penn State next week. We got the team up north. We got the playoffs. Yeah, use your freaking head, man. Yeah, use your head. Don't be surprised if in the Penn State game we're probably going to have there's going to be injuries popping up. With these players keep playing as much as they are, there's going to be more and more and more and more injuries popping up. If Tyreek Williams survives till the natty game, if by
We make
miracle
it
we
that
make
far.
it there, yeah, I don't know how much he's going to have left. But okay, so Melo, you got anything on rotations?
Nah, I think you hit it all on the head. You hit the nail on the head. I think the only thing I don't know if I should bring it into rotations or if I should just bring it into the defense. Are we going defense right now? After this
Uh,
topic?
yeah, we can now. I got to
Okay,
say
so
something.
then we could just transition off of this. So
Yeah.
because it goes with both the rotation and defense. If you notice 97, Kenyatta Jackson Jr., you all know Brett, he's on here. We don't normally go hard for him because we don't want it to look like we're just saying that because his father's on the pod with us. But if you watch that game, it's undeniable. They were dominant when that kid was in. He got a sack. He got a sack and a half. He got a tackle for loss. He was killing their left tackle. They actually used him on the outside. I almost felt like the coaches watched our podcast when we were talking about stop using them as defensive tackles and put them on the outside. And it looked great. And then all of a sudden they took him out and the defense kind of looked stale again. And that's when you start seeing Dylan Ravioli running the ball all over us. So that's where I think the rotation is a bunch of BS. And that's where you start to see the politics rear its ugly head. And now we could go into the defense. What's your thoughts on the defense overall? I thought they started off well, but I don't, and they finished well, but I think that middle portion of the game, they were just so-so.
Yeah, so two things can be true, Buckeye fans. Two things can be true. Before I get into that, My Aunt Chris just texted me. I guess her and my Uncle Tom are watching live, and my uncle told me to stay off my phone during the live stream. Hey, Uncle Tom, Aunt Chris, what's up? Dude, we chilling over here on this channel, dude. We get on
Yeah,
the phone, dude. I might eat a steak.
never
We
know.
don't know, dude. Yeah, man, we chilling. But defense, two things can be true, Buckeye fans. The defense won us the game yesterday, but still nowhere near what we expect out of this defense. And that is personally where I am at. They won us the game. So, yeah, you could say I'm nitpicking right now. Like, I love the different pressure looks, the stunts, the twists that they brought to the game. But a lack of rotation. Dude, at one point in time, they were rushing for 5 yards a carry.
Yeah.
Is that okay? Like, ask yourself, yes, they won us the game. Is it okay for them to rush like that? We saw what they did. So I just expected more. Maybe this is what this defense is. Maybe it is what it is, dude. I don't know.
You know
But
what I'm also disappointed with? I mean, obviously generating pressure, but they showed that they can do that. I'm really disappointed in our DB play. I thought we were going to be a
I am
no-fly
too.
guy. I'm really disappointed. I'm sad about that. I feel bad for OG Walt. You know what I mean? Because these guys are making him look bad, and I hate it. Like, I really do hate it to my gut and to my core, especially when we're battling to keep Naeem Offord in the fold and away from the Ducks, you know?
Yeah. Larry, I agree, man. I do not believe that there isn't a player good enough to rotate either on defensive tackle, on defensive end. Look at our recruiting classes, bro. Don't even try to feed me that there's not a player good enough to get in the game, or they're not practicing hard enough, or maybe there's something behind the scenes. Dude, not every player we recruit isn't good. Not every
Right.
player we recruit, the players don't trust. The only thing I can think of is like it's a political thing. Like, let's keep these guys in that came back. And no, bro, let's go win the game, man. Let's freaking win like Ohio State is supposed to win, dude. Like, that's what I want. Ohio State fans, what do you want? Do you want us to win games? Or do you I love that the seniors came back. I personally do we need them on the team? Yes. Does JT and Jack add value to this team? 100%, dude. They're leaders. I think, I don't know where they show up sometimes in some of the games. I don't know how much coaching is involved here, whether they're in the wrong position or what, but I'm also not a football coach, but I'm just more aggravated that we don't operate like some of these high other defenses do, like Georgia, just rotating in and out constantly all freaking game, dude. They're playing their true freshmen, like
And
Jalen
yeah, do you think they're good enough that they should be playing 60 snaps a game? Like Oregon? Like, that's crazy. These
Yeah,
dudes
dude.
are pushing 300 pounds. And Mika, let me address this. Like, yes, they didn't play well, but Jermaine Matthews got burnt and cooked and fell on the ground. That should have been a for sure touchdown. And Dylan Ravioli just put it way too far for his wide receivers, and we got blessed. It should have been an easy touchdown.
Yeah,
So
bro.
let's not forget about that either.
Yeah. Hey, here's some reality for you. Look at how bad Ohio State or Nebraska got screwed by officiating. I know Ohio State had a bad call, but Nebraska got the crappy end of the officiating. I mean, dude, they literally ran for a first down one time. It was third down and short, or second down and short. They ran it 2 yards past the marker, and they spotted him behind the front. They didn't give him the first down. Like,
Yeah.
come
And they
on,
had to burn
man.
the timeout.
Yeah. And Raiola missed 2 wide open touchdown
Yep.
passes. I mean, Jermaine Matthews just fell on the ground. Like, some of those things happen, but I watched our veteran secondary get smoked twice by those little pick routes that they run.
Yeah.
Like, you can't see that coming. Like, you don't got something for that. How long you been playing football? But there's the rotation things. And we also just hit on the defense. So I like the changes in the defense. That was their first game after the changes they made. I got a lot more faith there on that side of the ball than I do the other side of the ball. So let's dive into offense. More specifically, Chip Kelly's play calling. Melo, you start this one off.
Man, I don't know what was going on with Chip. I guess he's only human. Everybody has that one bad day, and yesterday was his. I'm just thankful that we won. even despite it.
Yeah.
I think what was it, a 4th and 1, and he decided to go out the shotgun and hand the ball off instead of just doing a QB sneak with your 240-pound, 6'5" quarterback. That got the last time he did a QB sneak, we got 6 yards off of it. I don't know.
Yeah.
He was off his game. What
I
else?
feel like
He did something else that was really dumb. I'm gonna let you go while I try to remember. I think it was a screen pass.
he ran 28 run plays to like 16 passing plays. Like there's something that he did. But yeah, so I got a couple questions. Like, I don't know how many times we're gonna on 3rd down. I mean, the QB sneak, I believe, is averaging 3 yards this year. 3 yards per attempt is what it can't be stopped.
Yeah,
If you were at 3rd and 1, or maybe even 3rd and 2, just QB sneak Will Howard and
yeah.
get the
You got
freaking
2
thing.
plays, right?
Yeah,
At that point,
on one of our 4th downs, he literally threw the ball to Emeka Ibuka, and we had less than 1 yard. Chip Kelly decided to throw the ball to Emeka Ibuka, and that doesn't. We got it, but still, dude. Like, oh my god, dude. It's almost like I really feel like Ryan Day went in to the defensive coaches and he yelled at them, made them change some things up, and then in his mind, he's like, I need more involved with play calling now. And I feel like he had something to do with play calling yesterday. It just didn't look like Chip Kelly calling plays, man. I hope I'm wrong,
I
but
think you are wrong. I just think Chip had an off day. I think Ryan is stress free by giving up the play calling. I think
yeah,
he actually enjoys it now. You know what I mean? Like he didn't realize how good it is to not have to do that and how less stress he has. But now he's probably having stress. Like, what the hell are we calling?
yeah. I know, dude. Will Howard was 13 for 16 with 3 TDs and 1 interception, and we barely threw the ball. We have the number 1 receiver in the world.
Yeah.
Okay. We have
Yep.
Emeka Ibuka. We have Cornell Tate that was showing up and showing out. And it's like the last drive we got the ball. Dude, we literally just ran 3 straight like junk plays. Offensive line ain't playing well. Like, why are you doing that, bro? Go help Zen out. If you're going to leave Zen in the game, go put a tight end over there.
Yeah, for
Stop
real.
running it to the left. Run it to the right, dude. Try running
Yeah.
to the freaking right, man. And run the QB, man. Run the freaking QB. We heard we were going to do it all damn season.
This is crazy though. I cannot believe how bad Zen. Like it just popped in my head. How terrible Zen played. Like
Bruh.
I swear I could have suited up and played better than him. And I'm not even kidding. Like I know, like it's just terrible. He was getting beat on everything, man. And on that interception, if you looked, I think he rushed it a little bit, but G Scott was open on the opposite seam with no over top help. The corner was trailing him, so that probably would have been a better throw, and I'm sure he'll see it in the film. But yeah, I mean, I feel like Will is doing well for what he's been giving. Like, let's just be honest. He was 9 for 9 at halftime. You can't ask for much more than that. And his deep ball, the thing we were saying, like, he needs to show, the only thing I needed to see from him was the deep ball accuracy. And those were the 2 best deep balls he threw all season. So now, like, he's starting to click on all cylinders. Our defense playing a little bit better. And now we have O-line issues. Again.
Why? Because of the recruiting classes and development. There's there's nothing else there.
Both of them.
Don't try to dig for something else. Why? Because Justin Fry can't recruit.
Yep.
And Justin Fry is not that good at developing. So there's no way else to spin that for people that want to try to back
it. It's time to be real. We're having this real conversation right now.
Yeah. We rushed for 64 yards. The Ohio State University have the best running back duo that we've probably have ever had at this university. The best running back duo in the country. We rushed for 64 yards, and I think Will Howard maybe had 20 of them.
Yeah, I think he did have 20 of them. It's terrible, man.
Yeah, this is
a big problem, Dev.
Hey, bro, I know. And listen, I promise you I'm not that dude. I promise you I'm not this dude. I always dig and I dig and I dig for the positives. And there is positives. And I'll say them at the end of the game, or at the end of the game,
And it's so
at the end of this. But right now I'm getting this SHIT off my chest. So
yeah.
that's what the heck I'm doing right now because, oh, bro, I just don't. It just doesn't. I don't understand how you let that happen. I don't understand how you leave Zen in the game and you don't try something else. So a lot of people, Melo, want to know what's our solution to fixing the O line this year. So I'll give you my solution right
Yeah,
now.
go ahead.
Okay, my solution is Donnie to left tackle and put freaking Carson Hinsman or Austin Searveld in at left guard. Either of those. But point is, Carson Hinsman needs to come in, dude. Carson
Yeah.
Hinsman needs to be somewhere on that offensive line. If you move Donnie to left tackle, put Carson in there. Look how much experience you have on this O line instead of throwing Zen in and bro. That's
And I know you're only supposed to do like 2 full contact practices a week, but they need to go 3 because they need to try different things. They need to try where Donnie's at tackle or where Luke's at tackle and Carson is at right guard and Donnie's at left guard still. Like, if Luke can handle left tackle, then I want to see Carson come in at right guard because we know he can handle the physicality. I think that's your best option right now. If Luke can't handle it, then obviously you got to kick Donnie out, and then you'll bring Carson to left guard or right guard and put Luke in there. Luke looked like when he got in for the couple of snaps, he looked like he did all right to me. I don't know about what you thought.
Yeah, it looked like he did all right. He was on the end. Yeah, he was on the end for a couple of very, very, very generic running plays. So
Yeah,
I don't, and we didn't even run to his side. Literally, I specifically watched. We didn't run to his side. We ran it to the
yeah,
right every single time. So there was nowhere where we'd be able to see what he's got. But this Carson Hinsman thing, it's just blowing my mind, dude. And maybe there's something we don't know, but that's the excuse for everything. I'm so sick of hearing that excuse that
yeah.
maybe there's something we don't know. Maybe there's something we don't. Dude, every player can't have something going on that we don't know about. That's just not possible.
And you seen Georgia? They'll
What?
put their drunk drivers in. You might kill somebody. They're gonna put you in if you're the best player. Not here, and that's why Georgia's having success. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
like you're not out here. Our kids are not drinking and driving. They're not putting lives at risk. Put the best player. I don't give a damn that he did a podcast and he outed you. Whatever. It's not that serious. Put him in the game.
No, it's not. All right. Let's get to it, man. Let's get to something that just made it way, 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 way worse for me. Let's get to Ryan Day's press conference. I'm going to bring up the thing that I wanted to bring up, Mello. Then you can bring up the thing that you wanted to bring
Yeah,
up.
go ahead.
Here's what I want to talk about. Our kicker in one game kicked it out of bounds on the kickoff 3 times. Okay. We saw in the Oregon game that we don't trust him to kick a 45-yard field goal. And we saw yesterday why we don't trust him to kick a 45-yard field goal. That was the worst field goal I have ever freaking seen. Like, the only good thing you can say about it is it got off the ground. That's it. You can't say anything better than that, okay? It was 15 yards to the freaking right. I promise everything that I own, I could get closer than that. I freaking promise, bro. I'm serious. I promise, dude. I get way closer than that. I might make that thing,
I'm
dude.
sorry, I don't mean to laugh, but like, yo, I know your passion for the special teams, and like, it's like
Dude.
I'm visioning that how terrible it was. I'm like me when I was watching. I didn't even have any words. I was just looking like, how did he miss it that bad?
Yeah, but here's what's worse, dude. Here's what's even worse, dude. It makes me just want to grab somebody's neck and just freaking squeeze, dude. I'm not going to do that. That's not a threat to anybody. I just want to make that clear. Ryan Day got asked about that and asked if he trusts Fielding to kick for them, and his response was still yes. He still said yes. He said, we see it in practice all the time. I call bullcrap, dude.
You can tell he was lying though. You see,
Yeah.
he paused and stuttered, and then he like, oh, they caught me off guard with that one. basically. They called me my pants down. Let me say yes. But he knows he doesn't trust that kicker. That's why we had to do extra stuff in the Oregon game.
Yeah,
He didn't trust that kicker.
not even that. It's not even that. It don't matter if you trust him in practice. Whoopity doo. Good job. You got a kicker that can kick in practice. Congratulations, dude. You're getting to the top, my man. You're going to make it one day. You can't do it in the game. Get him out. Stop it. Stop it with the bull crap, dude. Freaking have tryouts on Ohio State's campus. I promise they'll find somebody that can kick a 50-yard field goal. Go to the soccer team, dude. Go find somebody. I got a couple family members I could call. They can do better. You want? I'll help you. I'll find them for you, dude. I'll find you a kicker. Reach out.
That's
Email
a good point. He should go to the soccer team. They're the #1 soccer team in the country too. So like, go get one of them. Trust me, they can kick. Hold on, I gotta address this. RB, we know you're an Oregon fan. You're talking out your butt because even if they lose against Penn State and they don't lose any more games, they're still going to the playoffs. Like, get out of here with your ignorance.
Yeah. So here's, I'm going to save the positive till the end of the show because I'm not done with this. Melo, press conference, dude. What you got for us? Dude?
Yeah. Let me hide this comment. So
listen to this.
This is where I actually changed my opinion on Ryan Day. I've always been Day forever. I want Day here for the next 20 years. I love what Day's doing. He's ruthless. He'll change stuff at the snap of the dime. But the moment that he said Nebraska was what should we say? Matchup game. Yes, the moment he used to call Nebraska a matchup game is when he lost me. And I lost it. You know what I mean? I threw my phone at the wall, literally. Like, you can't call them a matchup game. Oregon is a matchup game. UGA is a matchup game. Texas is a matchup game. Nebraska that lost to Indiana 56-3 is not a matchup game. Like, do you think before you speak? You should have just owned it and said our O-line played like trash. We got to fix it. That's it. Because we won the game and it still felt like we lost the game.
Yeah. You got to hold people accountable, man. Listen, he's calling it a matchup game. The spread was 25, Day. You pay attention. 25 point spread.
4.
Matchup game, dude. So crazy. And honestly, again, I'm going to avoid saying too much about Day. I want to see what happens in the Penn State game, right?
Yeah.
I got to see what happens there. But I think I could sum up Ryan Day's one of his main issues, right? And we can see it all over the field in one statement. And that's the statement that he said he still trusts his kicker. Like, what do you mean? What are you talking about? You still trust your kicker? Like, I don't understand that, dude. You didn't even let him in the game against Oregon to try a 45-yard field goal. You were so nervous about it that you were passing the ball trying to get 5-10 yards to make it a 30-some yard field goal. Like, bro, I watched Colorado drilling 50-yard field goal last night to ice the game. You know, I watched people kick 50. We just watched Nebraska's kicker kick. How long was that? 57 yards? Was that how long that was? 52?
It was long.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, man, I'm using this as a therapy session, Dev. Chat, I appreciate y'all helping me through this, and not just with the football, but like my friend passing. So like this has been good therapy. But I'm losing it, bro. Like I can't believe Coach Day, man. I refuse to believe this is who he is. Like it's bothering me. Like seriously, it's really bothering me.
Yeah, that's the problem is I've been refusing to believe this is who he is for about too long now. It's about too long because I have been a Ryan Day apologist. I have stood up for him on live shows before. A matter of fact, just on Ohio podcast, Chris Wildman was all about get rid of Day. And I called in and ran him through Day's losses to big teams in the Clemson game and the officiating and all that. But dude, then this happened. And I just, everything about it has just got me just dumbfounded right now and questioning, uh, am I just completely wrong? Because I don't know. I'm hanging on to just, I have just the tiniest bit of faith left. That's about it. And we'll see what happens in the Penn State game, dude. But yeah, the whole thing is just dumbfounding. Last thing, Mello, I know you got to get off here in a minute. Let's talk about officiating in college football, dude. You can
That's your
start.
favorite. That's your favorite topic, man. So
Bro.
listen, that targeting call on Arvell Reese was the most BS targeting call all year, probably since the call was invented. You're calling that targeting, but Marvin Harrison Jr. back at the Peach Bowl wasn't. This is my thing with college sports. When they allow people to gamble and bet on it, you don't know what the outcome truly is going to be, and that's why I love when Coach Day said, "Leave no doubt." But you're leaving too much doubt that's costing players to take risk, get tossed. We're not going to have them for a whole half against Penn State, and we're really going to need them. We're going to need them. Like, he's playing at the highest level. The only good thing is maybe we'll see your boy Gabe Powers now. Maybe. I don't know. But that was the worst call I ever seen. He led with his forearm. He didn't even launch. You could see he pulled up, and he hit him in his chest. It ain't his fault the guy's going down. This is football. He didn't hit him in his head. He didn't hit him with the crown of his helmet. I know what by the letter of the law, he probably should have got ejected, but you got to have some kind of interpretation as a ref to know that's a BS target call. And it went for a fumble. That'd have been game over right there. But instead, nope. You called targeting. You said it was a catch. You said he gets 15 yards after the spot of where he got hit. Like, this is just ridiculous, man. I'm so over the officiating this year.
Yeah. And this is not just Ohio State. I promise you, dude. I watched 2 more targeting calls after that game that were just absolutely absurd, dude. I mean, absolutely absurd. It is so obvious to me now that the officials are inserting themselves in the game at just the right time, at just the right place to change the momentum of the games and dictate how games are being played and what's going on. I'm not saying that happened in the Nebraska game, but for instance, literally, Nebraska ran the ball for a first down. They got 2 yards past the marker. The refs, the officials, spotted them 1 yard behind the marker and kept the clock running, dude. I watched even in the scum game. Listen to this. This is how you're going to know this isn't just Ohio State. Scum, which I'm glad they freaking did, but they got screwed by the officials yesterday. The official would not let them snap the ball. They didn't sub anybody in, but the official wouldn't let them snap the ball because Michigan State was subbing in and out. They were holding play, but they didn't sub anybody. So they shouldn't have been able to hold the snap. They should have snapped it and got a free play because Michigan State had too many players in the field. Officiating this year, they have to be held accountable. They are not being held accountable, and it's getting extremely out of control. It's taken the game of football away. We already have enough things taking the game of football away. Nil in the transfer portal. That Pandora's box has already been opened. They're going to try to put some guardrails on it. It's going to bring it back a little bit, I do believe. But the NCAA can do something about officiating, and they need to, dude. They have gifted Miami 3 games this year. I promise. Go watch them. They have literally handed Miami 3 games, right? And we saw the Ohio State Oregon game. Like, that was a good game, man. Let the game play out how the game should be played out. Right. I'm not just saying this because we lost, but let the game play out, bro. Like, let the kids play football. And this is just.
I got one name, Dev. Tim Donahue. I don't know if you guys remember Tim Donahue. He was an NBA ref that was throwing and fixing games because he was gambling and he was tied into the mob. So, like, when you allow people to bet money on stuff, fishy stuff happens every once in a while. And I'm not saying that it happens all the time, but I mean, every time you see something, now it's in the back of my mind, like, was that a legit call? And then you have review and you still can't get it right. and
Yeah,
some of the stuff is obvious, that's where I'm like, are they rigging the game or are they not? Like, and I hate thinking like that.
yeah. The crazy thing is too is you even have the announcers during these games now. Like as much as I do not like Klatt and his announcing, the one thing I do love is he calls the officials out every single time they make just this absurd call. Like the first down they didn't give Nebraska when they got it. Like he replayed that play several times on national television. What's going to be done about it? Is something going to be done about it? Because it has to be, dude. This is college. Dude, I love college football, man. Don't do this to this sport. Please hold them accountable. Make them pay fines if they miss a play. It's their job to get the play right.
I
If
like
they
that idea.
if they don't, then fine them. You know, like
I love
and
that idea, actually.
yeah, I don't know what else there is. Like you could have a press conference and make them sit up in front of everybody and answer to it. What's that going to do? It's going to do nothing, bro.
No.
They're not going to give a dang. They got
Yeah,
that
take
money in
it
their pocket
anywhere it
from that
hurts.
bet they
Take the
made.
money out the pockets. Yeah.
Yeah, bro, for real.
Wow, that was a great one. We got to push that. We got to start
Yeah.
another podcast, every fan base channel to push the same thing. Like, let's find the breaths when it's obvious. You know?
That's the only time you could find them. I mean, that would, yeah. I mean, you'd have to be obvious calls, but
I
Melo.
also want to start a Charles Bentley for O-line coach at Ohio State.
Please.
Hey, chat, we need your help. Like, every chat you guys go in, let's just let's get Charles Bentley. Whether you believe it or not, these coaches watch some of these. We don't know which ones they watch, but they watch a lot of them. So let's start that chant, and hopefully they'll see it. So that way, if we do happen to win a natty, because then Dave's job will be safe, he could get rid of his best friend and go get a real O-line coach.
Yeah, and we know for a fact that LaCharles will take it if offered.
Yep.
Yeah, he would definitely. The crazy thing is, this is another strike on day. LaCharles Bentley offered to come help Ohio State's O-line guys for free, and they turned it down. Now, why did he turn it down? I'm just going to say it now, because Justin Fry thinks he's the best of the best of the best, because he got the Ohio State job. He didn't deserve it. It blew his freaking head up. He's not humble. That's why we see the results we do in recruiting, because today's day and age, you got to let these kids know you want them. Well, I think Justin Fry thinks that the kids need to show him that they want him as a coach. It's just like, bro, get over it, dude. But,
you know what I think is more like? I think it's more like he doesn't want the guy that's going to come in and replace him. And Coach Dave be like, why do we even have you? Because all the kids like him. He coaches better than you. He has all the elite kids flying in and training with him. I don't really need you, because he can recruit and coach them up.
Yeah, for sure.
Hey, chat, before I leave, my phone dies and everything, I want to say I appreciate you guys as family. Dev, I love you, my brother.
I love you too, my man.
Definitely going through some stuff right now. I got to call my friend's cousin. He found him, so he's not doing too well, obviously. You could just imagine. So I salute you guys. OH, baby.
Yep. Melo. Take care, brother.
All right, brother.
All right, chat. We're going to bring Tony in here now. I'm sure he's going to have some venting to do of his own, so we will give him that opportunity. Tony, a.k.a. Curse Designs, a.k.a. the designer of Buckeye Boys. What's up, my dude? How you doing today?
I'm all right, man. How are you?
Doing pretty good. Getting some stuff off my chest this show. It feels pretty good. I always hold this stuff back quite a bit, honestly, because I don't want to sound like that dude. I don't want to be that dude on a YouTube channel that just sounds like an idiot. But I'm confident enough now to get these things out there, and knowing that I don't sound like an idiot, because it's so obvious now that it cannot be ignored. Like, there's no way to spin this. There's a lot of spin doctors out there. There ain't no spin in this one. So just let us hear it, man. Start with whatever you want to start with. Try to remember to keep it family friendly is the only thing I would ask.
I mean, for me, so this is like Sundays are overreaction Sundays for me after the game.
Yeah,
for real, because I haven't processed it that far yet. Yeah, my faith in this team has waned so hard. Like, literally watching that, like, And like everybody's like, well, the defense played. I mean, the defense played okay. They played better. They won us the game, like you said, but they almost lost us the game too at a point. So like, I don't know. Like, I don't even know where to start. I would say Justin Fry is.
Yeah, let me ask you. I'll help you out here.
Okay.
Give me your thoughts on the O-line, dude. What's the solution? What was the problem? Let me hear it.
I mean, the problem is we lost Josh Simmons. That's the biggest problem. Zen looked okay in the Oregon game. I don't know how he went so far backwards and looked so pedestrian. It was just getting blown by Nebraska's D ends. Like, it's absurd.
Hey, that D end was a true freshman, by the way. Just to let everybody know. Not number 10, but I watched him get blown by a true freshman defensive end on Nebraska. Smoked him. Anyway.
Yeah.
So offensive line, man. What's going on? I know we lost Josh Simmons, but this is Ohio State. Should that be a problem? Shouldn't we have somebody to be able to come in and maybe not perform at that level, but be serviceable, but come in and we can at least run the ball for 100 yards a game? This is Ohio State.
Yeah, we have probably the two best backs in the country are considered the top tier. And literally, like, we keep running to Zen Mikowski's side. Like, what are we doing, man? Like, literally. So, look, we also have Carson Hinsman, 12 starts under his belt, been in the program, was literally the starting center last year. Like, I don't care what he did. Like, your job is to put the best team on the field. Like, you know what I'm saying? He didn't do something that bad. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's still on the team. So use him. Also, I mean, you had Austin Sareveld, who literally played the drive before, and they put in Luke Montgomery, who has played like none, and I don't know, hasn't developed whatever Luke Montgomery hasn't done, but somehow Carson Hinsman's 5th on the depth chart now, and Austin Sareveld, who was just playing, who actually has a start under his belt and looked good most of the time when he's in there. Like, I mean, you can move Donovan Jackson out to left tackle. He hasn't played left tackle since high school, but I have faith in Donovan Jackson and he'll be okay. You know what I'm saying?
I have faith he'll be better than Zen.
Oh,
that's
absolutely.
What I have faith in.
Worse. You can't do worse.
Hey, let me read Larry's comment real fast. Let's give you some more stuff to talk about. How can other teams grab 3-star linemen and train them up to All-American, and our second string is not good enough to be on the field?
Listen, everybody keeps telling me about Justin Fry. He's a good recruiter and developer. Yada, yada. Like, who has he developed? He obviously hasn't developed anybody, because like all the dudes that have been here were like, Donovan, like, were pre-Justin Fry at this point. You know what I'm saying? Like, he just hasn't in any way lived up to anything. And I know he's Ryan Day's dude, but like, Ryan Day's turning into Dabo Sweeney with all the nepotism. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
that's how it is, man. Like, and the O-line, I think, is just put the best team on the field. Like, you have Carson Hinsman. You have not utilized him all season. Like, when you've been like, I'm pretty sure Austin Sareveld should be starting over Tegra in the first place. So if Austin Sareveld starts over Tegra, you can put Tegra at the other side, and there you go. Like,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Steely, you got to let me know what hurt, what I say. I need to know. But let's just diagnose something real fast. Let's look at Justin Fry's decision. He's the offensive line coach. Therefore, I think it's a safe assumption to say he decides who plays and who doesn't play. Look at his decision in the misery I call it the misery game. The misery game. So look at the decisions that he made there. Look at the people that he decided to put in. Like, he decided to keep Carson Hinsman off the field, and we absolutely got, demolished that game. That's our offensive line coach. And now we're seeing it again. We're seeing him making the decision to play Zen, okay, which didn't work out. We watched it the whole first half not work out, and we're thinking, oh, yeah, they're definitely taking him off the field. They're definitely going to do something different. They're going to try something different because they have to, because it can't get any worse.
Not working.
No, yeah. They come back out. Zen still left tackle. So I say all this about Justin Fry, but Ryan Day's letting it happen, and that's a problem, man. I think he's letting it happen because he's worried about hurting somebody's feelings, right? He's worried about telling Fielding, our kicker, that he sucks and he's not good enough to play at Ohio State. He needs to get better, right? Like, he's worried about that. He's worried about playing some of these second-string players, or maybe even some of these freshmen that are better than some seniors and juniors and people. Why? Because politics doesn't want to hurt anybody's feelings. I can't, at this point in time, I've always held back on saying that because I don't want to be that dude. But it's just really hard not to think that anymore. You know what I mean?
I agree. Like, I'm kind of out on the whole Ryan Day thing, man. Like, it was a solid experiment, but like at this point, like I said, I wrote all those Ryan Day things because that's how I feel. Like, Ryan Day is the Michael Jordan of James Franklin. Like, he has proved that. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I don't, even with this team, he has looked so pedestrian. And this is supposed to be the best team we've had in 10 years or ever. You know what I'm saying? And we have talent there. I don't know what the problem is, why everybody's underperforming at the same time. Like,
Yeah.
Oregon was supposed to be a wake-up call. It obviously wasn't. Like, literally, I don't know. It just doesn't make sense to me, like, why they're not putting the best team on the field. Like, I guess the politics is getting in there. Like, you know,
Yeah,
why?
let me read this. You know, so let's assume that Hensman is in the doghouse for an interview on a podcast he did. Let's assume that. Look how of an immature, like, non-thinking decision that is. Look at Georgia. They can drunk drive, they can speed, and the players still get on the field. Now, I don't agree with that, but I'm just trying to show you guys a difference between a coach that has won multiple national championships to a coach that has never won one. Okay. So one of these will do everything he can to play the best players on the field. One of these coaches will play a true freshman if the senior isn't producing. One of these coaches will rotate the defensive line in pretty much any position if his star player decides not to show up that day and drops some balls or misses some blocks or misses assignments. The other coach will not. The other coach, and the problem with it is, like, for me, myself, the reason why I changed my life is because I got held accountable for the mistakes I was making, right? For the longest time, I kept making mistakes and nothing happened, right? I would go do something stupid, nothing would happen. So I continued to do the stupid things. But that moment I got held accountable, that moment I did something stupid, and somebody was like, oh, well, now since you did that, now you got to do this. Now you got to go sit in jail for 30 days. Right. Oh, crap, dude. I don't want to do that dumb thing again. Yep. I want to get better. I want to dive into myself, make the changes I need to make to become a better person, to not let that happen again. So that is a fundamental part of growing in life in general, in a job site, but most definitely on a team. Okay. Being held accountable for your actions. And if you are the competitor that you say you are, that being held accountable will drive you to succeed higher than you ever thought you could succeed. And I'm just not so sure I'm seeing a lot of that, you know, so.
Yep. No, I agree. Listen, there's no accountability for Ryan Day. And literally, I personally think this is Ryan Day's ceiling. Like, this is where Ryan Day is, and this is where Ryan Day will ever be, at least coaching college. And it's a multitude of problems. One, also, I think might be he just, like, Ohio State's one of those schools that, like, you need to go to and you need to understand what you're getting into, really understand it. And usually people not from Ohio don't do that. But look at the last two coaches, Jim Tressel, Youngstown, you know what I'm saying? Urban Meyer, Ashtabula, like, you know what I'm saying? They get it. They have that same passion. They know how to do it, and they get it. Literally, like, that's one of the things that, like, Ohio State's one of those colleges where you have to go and you have to understand what you're getting into and literally, like, do it. And Ryan Day's not been held accountable for anything. You know what I'm saying? Gene Smith didn't hold anybody accountable for anything. He was just doing whatever and not helping. And, you know, Ross Bjork, I think, is a good AD, and I think will hold Ryan Day accountable, especially at the end of the season, especially if we continue to underperform.
Yeah, for sure. So a few final thoughts before we get off here. We will barely hit the Penn State game because we got Tuesday and our Wednesday show for that. PSU Jim says PSU front seven against Ohio State's O-line 100%, dude. Like, that's going to be an issue, a big, big issue for us, unless Ryan Day and Justin Fry can come up with a solution, because I got something to tell you. Penn State might have one of the best defensive lines in the country. I repeat, Penn State might have one of the best defensive lines in the country. Nebraska did not maybe have one of the best defensive lines in the country. So put those two together, you kind of see what we're seeing. On some bad news for him, I hate seeing players get injured, but some good news for Ohio State. Drew Aller, who's playing very well this season, did get injured, man. He went down, twisted his knee a little bit. I saw what happened, but I fully expect him to still play. So I wouldn't put your hopes for a win on that, but we will see, man. I tell you what, the result of this, I will either come on here after the Penn State game and I will call for Ryan Day's head every single show that I do, or I will sit back and be quiet and maybe say, good job, Ryan Day. But I will sit back and continue to watch the rest of the season. Because even if Ryan Day goes out and beats Penn State, I'm not going to be like, oh, yeah, he for sure is the right coach for Ohio State. After that Oregon loss, after the Nebraska game, after Missouri, it's just getting too much for me to be able to confidently say, no, Ryan Day definitely has this. I still have some faith that he can, but we'll see. Tony?
I have much less faith than you do. But, like, I mean, if Ryan Day goes out here and beats Penn State 59-0 like we did Wisconsin in 2014, I'll shut up and say, you get another year from me. But, like, at this point, like, dude, I don't know how we've come to this, but we are at doom's door. And, like, I just am hoping against hope that, like, it doesn't turn to that. But yeah. So
I'm gonna be honest with you. I'll just put it like this. I'm super grateful right now that the Ohio State football team has nothing to do with like my job. You know what I'm saying? Like my job's still gonna be there whether Ohio State doesn't win or doesn't win.
Yeah.
Or you know what I'm saying? So yeah.
I mean, I'm still a fan of the team. Like I'll never not be a fan of the team. I'm just not a fan of Ryan Day.
Yeah. All right, Ron. Yeah, man. We sent you your shirt. You should be getting it. Isn't that right, Tony? Did we send him? Did we get his
no,
shirt?
I didn't get the address and stuff.
Ron. Nobody asked Ron for his address, really. Ron.
I got the shirt size, but I didn't get the address. Sorry.
Ron, can you type your shoot, bro? Nah, email me your address, Ron. The Buckeye Boys with 3 Z's at gmail.com. I apologize for that, Ron. I thought your shirt was already sent out. We have it. We have it made. We have it ready. We just got to send it out. So please email me, Ron. And everybody else in the chat showed up, man. We appreciate you. Mika, Donald, Troy, Dennis. What up, Dennis? Karis, appreciate you. PSU, John, Chris, Mr. Bucknuts, all y'all, man. If I missed you, Daryl, just know that I seen you in there. We appreciate you, man. Again, this is a fan show. If you want to come on, bro, come on up. We'll get you on here. Hey, dude, we're pushing for 1,000 subs. Somehow we went from like 530 to 750 like overnight. I do not know how that happened, but I love it. Once we reach 1,000, things can change on this channel and our view hours got to hit a certain thing. Then we can start taking super chats and stuff and start putting some money in the bank, in the fund, so we can start giving away tickets to games, dude. That's what I'm trying to do. Not only that, I'm trying to bring some people in the chat to games with the Buckeye Boys. That's my goal. That's Buckeye Boys' goal. We want to be able to, we want to be able to fund a trip for us and some people in the chat. So appreciate you. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Comment below. We will comment back to you. And again, we appreciate you watching. Keep the faith if you can, man. Keep the faith, dude. Don't just don't run and hide, man, bro. We Ohio State, bro. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. So appreciate you, Ron. Send me your address. If somebody in the chat knows Ron, text them and give them my number or whatever. But on that note, go Buckeyes. OH. Hold on, I hit the wrong button. There we go. Peace.
Peace.